welcome to another Chew and Chat. I am Justine Dorn, and this is...
Ron Rayfield.
That's right, and today we have a vegetarian, not-so-vegetarian meal because we were not about to settle for what Ron dubbed priviy soup, because it looks like something you would find from the bottom of a priviy, which those of you that don't know, that's another word for outhouse. I mean, this is one of the scariest looking things I think we've ever made on this channel.
I'm not looking forward to this. Actually, I'm predicting like a 2 out of 10.
Really? So we could not settle for just that. So we also had to fry up some sausages before then so that we can actually make a meal out of this, because this is our supper here.
Yeah.
We don't want to leave hungry. This is from 1812, and I will say the reason why it's such a god-awful color is because I used green lentils. I wonder if it would look better if I used red lentils. It might be kind of a brownish red color in that case, but I'm not really sure if they would have had those kind of lentils in America. Lentils have been in North America since the 16th century, so they definitely did have lentils in North America by the 19th century. But I actually got this from a book that was published in London. But you know what? I saw it and I've had so many requests for vegetarian recipes that I just had to make it. I had to try it out. So you know they say the eyes eat the food, and oh my gosh, the review already is 2 out of 10. Like Ron said, it looks like sludge.
Oh boy.
Okay, Ron, let me serve you up a bowl of this priviy soup.
Oh, you don't rush.
Yeah.
I will.
Not too much now.
I'll start on these. Hey, did you know Ben Franklin was a vegetarian for a short term in his life?
That's true. He was for a couple of years.
When he was a teenager, he was a vegetarian.
So yeah, there were vegetarians in this time period. It usually wasn't because of animal welfare issues. It was usually because they thought that meat caused upset stomachs. So there was a movement to reduce meat intake among the upper class for a couple years. It wasn't really that successful though. They published books about it and all that. But they still had vegetarian dishes alongside meat dishes back then. Not everything was meat. So this is just a vegetarian dish that I picked out.
And as far as high society goes, meat is more expensive. If you're out on the frontier, that's probably the cheapest thing. But where Ben Franklin would have been, he probably saved money by eating vegetables.
Oh yeah.
Because that would have been poor people food in the towns.
And that's another thing too. So there was a little mini vegetarian movement among the upper class. Now that I know of it, it's the 18th century that they did that. And it definitely didn't catch on. It definitely didn't. But also, if you were very, very poor, out of necessity, out of your economy, you might not have been eating meat every day. So what would you have been eating instead? A whole lot of gruel, a whole lot of bread, probably a lot of dairy products, eggs, and then you might have had some vegetable soups like this, with or without lentils, but you would have had a vegetable soup of some sort.
I can't get over how this looks. It reminds me of black-eyed peas. Like, the dark water. Right. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, when you boil black-eyed peas. Yeah. So some of you might be thinking it's this color because we cooked it in cast iron. Nope. I already tried it. It does not have an iron taste to it at all. So it isn't because of the iron. It's because I used green lentils.
I've never ate lentils before in my life.
No, I'm half Middle Eastern, so of course I've eaten lentils.
And you said it's like a bean or like a black-eyed pea kind of, right?
Yeah.
All
well,
right.
I mean, the taste-wise it is, yes. It has that earthy bean flavor to it.
Well, I guess I'll quit stalling and get into this.
Yes.
I really don't want to, but I'm just looking at it. It's scaring me.
I don't blame you. To be honest, I don't really want any more of it. I tried it, and it's just kind of bland.
It smells like mushrooms.
I added salt and pepper to it and all the good stuff, but I like my lentil soup with lemon juice, with parsley, and this doesn't have any of that. It does have the tiniest, most useless amount of garlic. It said 1 clove of garlic in there. 1 clove for this much. But you don't really taste it in the finished product. All I can really taste is lentils with just that earthy vegetable flavor. Did you already start eating?
I did.
Okay, let's say grace, and then Ron can give his official review of this. Hey Ron, you go this time.
Oh, okay. Lord, please forgive me for eating without praying. I got real hungry and she was talking. Thank you for this meal. I hope it's good and tasty. Hope everybody else has something good and tasty to eat today. And thank you for everybody who's joining us here. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Okay. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
You have to start off with this. This is what everyone wants to see. The sludge. This really looks like water that catches in the gullies after a heavy rainfall.
You're not helping.
Oh, I know I'm not. But I already did my duty. I already had about 5 spoonfuls of this thing. But you know what? Just to be nice, I'll have more with you.
Thank you.
So that you're not alone.
Makes me feel better.
Also, it has a texture very similar to applesauce. Because we didn't use a modern, fancy immersion blender, which, by the way, I've never used one of those before. I've only seen it on the internets that those exist, but back then they would have just pressed it through a sieve, so the texture is very similar to applesauce. It's weird. Okay, come on, Ron, let's do it. Ron, you can do it!
I don't know if I can do this.
You can do it!
This just looks... No offense to you, this... Hey.
Come on, Ron. Ding!
No ding.
Aww.
It's... No.
3, 2, 1...
Alright, here we go. You know, it tastes ain't that bad. If you didn't look at this.
It's the look.
Let me try it. Let me try it like this.
But I know what it looks like in my memory, so I can't get it out.
Okay, that bite was better because my eyes were shut.
Here, let me try with my eyes shut. But I know what it looks like.
Does it taste better now?
Okay, you're right. It does actually taste better with my
Yes.
eyes shut.
But it is missing something.
You're joking. You're not gonna put mushroom catsup in this lentil soup?
It needs a little umami.
Something. Whoa! Oh my gosh! You just. Who knows? Maybe you discovered the secret. Mix it up. Too late now.
Now it's got the umami in it.
So this is mushroom catsup, which is a sauce that they would have put on just about everything back then.
That's potent.
What is it? Really vinegary now?
It tastes like mushroom ketchup.
Bad idea.
If you like lentils, you gotta try this recipe. You might like it more than us.
If you like lentils.
It's not bad. The color is bad, but the taste is not bad.
Yes. The thing is, though, at home you're probably going to make it in a more modern way with an immersion blender or blender.
Look at that color difference.
Ew! How do you like that?
Okay.
Now, I had an idea, and it goes completely against the whole point of this dish, but maybe what if you cut up a sausage and put it in there?
No, I don't want to run a sausage.
Oh, very valid point.
Can't do that. Sorry.
So by the way, guys, this ladle, we got this from ASL Pewter. It is 100% pewter. They made it in St. Genevieve, and this is on loan to us from the Pewter store. We were there just a couple days ago just to catch up with them. There's a restaurant right across the street, so whenever we go to that restaurant, we say, let's stop on by the Pewter store. It's dangerous because every time I go in there, I spend money, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But this one is on loan, so we have to return after this video, but we promised them that we would show it in our video so that any of you guys interested, you can go on their website. It's ASL Pewter. And Ron will include a link in the description in this video, and you can purchase it yourself if you'd like to.
This is made from a mid-19th century mold, so the mid-1800s is the mold or the casting that this was made in. And it was poured right here in St. Genevieve.
Cool.
And it matches really nicely right next to our serving spoon that we used last week.
Yeah.
That they poured, and that's from a 1790s mold.
Yep. So we can't quite afford this one yet. I do love pewter, but maybe one day we'll buy it. Yeah. So I'm going to take this and put this far away.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you want any more, and I don't want any more of this.
No.
So that's our official review of this dish. If you are absolutely crazy about lentils, and lentils are very, very healthy for you. They're very rich in iron.
Are they really?
They're rich in potassium. They also have a lot of protein in them. Even the gladiators in ancient Rome would eat lentils as they were training for their combat.
So you're saying I should eat lentils then? So
to train for combat.
Big and strong.
Yes. Eat up. Here,
Yeah,
it's all for you.
I'm okay. I'll stick with this.
I'd rather be wimpy than eat that. I'm so about lentils. I do like yellow lentils.
How many colors are there?
There's actually quite a lot.
The whole rainbow of lentils.
Yeah, but like I said, I like it with lemon juice, parsley, completely different than this. With some cream in the soup. This ain't it. If you love lentil soup, you'll see that this is kind of hard to enjoy, even if you love lentil soup, and I love lentil soup.
So, what is your official review of this dish?
I would give this a 1 out of 10.
A 1 out of 10. Wow. I'll stick with 2. I'll give it a 2.
2 out of 10?
I'll give it a 2 out of 10.
I'm going with 1 out of 10 because visually it's horrible. It's very, very bad. And that's important when it comes to food. And on top of it, it tastes really bad. And the smell is whatever, too. It's just whatever.
It smells like mushrooms before the mushroom ketchup is even in it. I smell mushrooms.
It has an earthy, mushroomy smell. So all your senses here, it's just the texture of it, the applesauce texture, everything about it, it just does not appeal to me. I'm sorry. I know it's very, very healthy. And if you're one of those people that you can eat grass because you just care about the nutrition and you don't care about the taste, you will love this. You will pack it in your thermos to work every morning and drink it on the go, whatever. But you know, for us, I'm sorry, we're not into that.
If I was starving, I'd eat it every day. But I'm not starving.
Yeah, if I was starving, heck, people ate bark when they were starving.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to things that we know won't fail us. Sausage and bread and mustard.
And lots of mustard. We love mustard here on the show.
Yeah, we're mustard people.
Yes, ma'am, we are.
I remember one time a couple...
What was that? Did you hear something?
Mish Mish?
Come here, kitty.
Mish Mish!
Hey, welcome to the show.
We have company.
Come on. Good boy.
Come here, Mish Mish.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, Mish Mish.
Say hello, America. Hello.
I was saying one time a couple weeks ago, I said, you know, Ron, I'm kind of craving ketchup with my dinner tonight. And he looked at me and he said, we're not ketchup people, Justine.
We're not.
We're mustard people. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll have mustard.
And yes, they had mustard, and they did have ketchup, turns out, back then. We even actually did an episode on making catsup from the early 19th century.
It just looked a little different. And originally it was a medicine.
It looked like marinara sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It was chunky.
Yeah, it wasn't really thick. Mmm. Bratwurst, by the way.
Now, you made these with my family a couple weeks ago.
I did.
And that's on one of the members' videos on Early American. If you're a member, you guys have probably seen that.
Yep, it was pig butchering day. And we made sausages. We all got together and made sausages. And I got a new nickname from Ron's dad, which is Little Fingers.
That's your native name.
That's my native name, is Little Fingers, because I was the one in charge of taking the casing and putting it on the sausage stuffer because I have little fingers.
Then you have to spin it and let it keep going out. Then you went through and twisted the lengths.
Mm-hmm.
These look pretty even. I don't know if I did those or if you did those. You probably did those.
I did the good ones.
Yeah, I had a couple blowouts on it.
Right.
Well, how do you like it?
This is good.
Now, that's a 10 out of 10.
There's nothing wrong with bread and meat. I mean...
That's 10 out of 10.
Sorry, vegetarians. You might have come here thinking we were just going to eat vegetables, and now we're soiling your eyes with this meat. I'm sorry. But our eyes are soiled by this.
I like both. I like all the veggies. And I like all the meats.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got some notes here for this week in history.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. It's a big one. But there's a lot of stuff going on now. So let me start at the beginning. All right.
This week in American history.
This week in American history.
There you go, Mish Mish.
Alrighty. I need some spectacles here.
Oh, I sure hope not.
Alright, so first up out of the box. March 19th is the first documented bank heist in U.S. history that happened in 1831.
And it blew my mind when you told me how much it was for.
Take a guess how much money it was for.
You would think the very first bank heist,
$100.
bank robbery in the United States, they steal $5, $100. They wouldn't get so cocky, right, the first time? How much did they steal, the very first one? And where was it?
They stole $245,000 And today's money, that is $8.5 million approximately.
Even nowadays, that would be a huge bank robbery.
And that came from the Citibank in New York on Wall Street, which is also today Citi, C-I-T-I Bank.
Oh, so the
on
bank,
Wall Street.
So the bank is still around.
The bank is still around.
So the 200-something thousand they stole didn't bankrupt them.
Right. They actually recovered most of the money.
Oh, they did. I wonder if they arrested the guys.
I'm not sure. I didn't. I didn't see the name of the burglar. I just seen the headline.
That's crazy. How much money that was.
$245,000 is a lot of money today.
It is.
You can do a lot of damage with that.
Buy a house with that.
Yeah. Okay, so next up I've got would be March 20th, 1760, the Great Boston Fire. If you live in Boston, you probably have learned about this or heard about it. It destroyed 350 homes, stores, ships, and warehouses, and over 1,000 people were left homeless. Now keep in mind, this is 1760. The population of Boston at the time is only 15,000. There's over 1,000 people homeless. So that's a pretty good sized dent. So next up I've got another massive fire, which is in New Orleans on March 21st, 1788.
This week is cursed for fires, so
yes.
Everyone please be careful this week.
Now this one is way worse. This one burns 3/4 of New Orleans.
Wow.
That's a lot.
I've never even heard of that.
I'm sure people down there have heard about it. Now, this burned over 1,000 structures.
Which back then was a lot.
Because New Orleans was not a massive city at the time. It was considered to be a town, a large town. The population was about 5,500 people.
Hey, what's that today? That's a village today.
Yes, I mean, that's St. Genevieve. St. Genevieve, we've got a population of about 4,000 people.
Oh, wow.
So that's about the size of New Orleans in 1788. So it burns 75% of it. And New Orleans actually did not see major growth until 1810, when it was at about 17,000 people. And then again in 1820, the next census they did was 28,000. So it really started growing.
Doubling.
After the War of 1812.
Okay, and after we owned it.
Yes, after the Louisiana Purchase, people started going there. Let's see, the next one, that puts us at March 22nd, 1631. This is an old one. The Massachusetts Bay Colony passes a ban on cards, dice, and gambling tables, and fancy clothes.
17th century. Man, those people back then, they didn't want to have any fun.
But yeah, even fancy clothes were banned.
Why did they do that? For religious reasons?
Part of it. And let's see, I got another one that's also, so there's two on March 22nd, is the Stamp Act, which is taxation without representation.
Yeah.
That was in 1765, March 22nd. Great Britain put a tax on everything that was, whether it was a piece of paper, newspaper, dice, cards, pretty much everything. And the tax is okay, but the taxes were not coming back and benefiting the colony. It was going to the crown in Europe. So that was the big, that's why there was no representation.
Taxation without representation.
That's right. And
we didn't have a say in the matter.
No.
Like the common people didn't vote on this.
Right, and coincidentally 2 days later, on March 24th in the same year, they passed the Quartering Act, which means you have to let the redcoat come into your house, eat your food, sleep in your bed, you do his laundry, and then he goes on his duties throughout the day and tells you how to live your life.
Yep.
I don't think so.
If you didn't let the soldiers into your house, then they could actually throw you in jail. Yeah.
The first, this one's kind of funny. This one's from 1839.
Okay.
March 23rd is the first recorded use of the word okay.
Oh, that's funny because Ron and I have such a terrible time not saying that word in our drama videos.
It's really hard to say, not okay. Or hey.
And you know what's amazing is the word okay is apparently an American word.
Slang?
Like it's slang. But the very first mention of it is in a newspaper published in Boston. Okay.
It wouldn't come off.
Oh, jeez. I think we're gonna eat all of these sausages.
I think so. You want two?
Yeah? Well, this is my second one.
Man. She beat me.
This just didn't cut it. This sludge, the priviy soup, just didn't cut it. Sorry. What's the next fact, Ron?
Mm-hmm.
He's eating.
All right. The next fact, which is the last fact I have on here, March 23rd, 1775, Patrick Henry gives his speech at St. John's Church in Richmond, Virginia. Any idea what the quote came from that speech is?
I don't know.
Give me liberty or give me death!
Oh, that one.
That one. That's it for today's This Week in History.
This week
facts.
in history.
You know, there's something else that I stumbled on the other day that is had to do with St. Louis, actually. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't let me get in the way of your mustard
Sharing
dipping.
is caring.
Yes. Anyways, in 2017, at the St. Louis Botanical Gardens, somebody found an 18th century coloring book named titled The Florist that was printed in London in 1760.
And then shipped over here.
It was placed there some odd years ago, but somehow somebody acquired it, and it was forgotten about until somebody found it in 2017. It made a headline and everything. So it's apparently so rare that only 2 have been found in America, and this was the second one, and only 10 are known to exist still to this day.
Well, you know.
Original prints.
Well, here's the thing. Nobody saves their coloring books.
Right.
It's just one of those things where you use it and then you eventually chuck it out. Or at least you don't save it for future generations.
Right.
My granddaughter, here is the coloring book I filled out when I was but 15. Said no one ever.
So it's already colored, so what are you going to do with it?
Exactly, so that's why so few of them still exist. But apparently this book was in mass print once upon a time. An 18th century coloring book.
For adults.
Because everything back then was expert level.
Right. Now, they didn't have crayons. You would have to paint it.
Painted.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it had over 60 pages of these different illustrations that you could paint. As you can see, this one is just beautiful here. And I've got a picture of an unpainted and a painted of a flower.
That's definitely expert level. I could not do that.
I couldn't do it. There's
At
no
least
way.
not well.
And it looks beautiful. So I can see why it was for adults only. But hey, that got me thinking. And I've been working on this ever since I discovered this. What if we made a coloring book that's not just for adults, but for kids, but it was
A historical
history
coloring book.
informative. So if it had the illustration and it had a title, and then you can look up in the back of the book what that means, or you know who that was, what they do, and give a brief description. So I have something here. This is a prototype.
Ron made a coloring book.
This is a coloring book that I have printed, and I've stitched it in historical fashion.
He made this thing.
Now this, let's see, it's backwards. Not used to showing the class a book like this. So here's the front cover. The title is still pending. I have no idea what I'm going to call it. I might just leave it. I might change it. I don't know.
Patriots of America coloring book.
That's kind of a lame name, but if
I
you
like
think,
it.
okay, well never mind.
I don't think it's
a
lame.
pretty cool name.
Yeah.
So I won't flip through all these because I have pictures I'll show you, but they're stitched together. So we have George Washington, of course, and we have places in here too, like Independence Hall. We have the Declaration of Independence. We have
The Boston Tea Party.
the Boston Tea Party. Let me flip a couple more here. Let's see. Who do we got here? Thomas Jefferson, Betsy Ross. Let's see. Here's some more. We got Molly Pitchers in here, and we got, I can't read upside down, Martha Washington.
Yeah. And then at the very end of it,
Lewis and Clark, some Indians, Daniel Boone, and at the end of it we got the Great Seal of America.
yep, but at the end of it,
yeah.
he tells you who all these people are. So if you're a kid or an adult and you don't know who this particular person is or the significance of this, it'll teach you in the back. So ain't that a cool idea?
We got little fun facts for each thing. So it's a learning, but it's also fun. And you can color these with crayons, colored pencils, or marker. I have a couple examples. This is with marker.
Ron did that.
Yes,
He
I
was
did.
up late at night coloring this coloring book.
Now here's the equivalent for colored pencil, just so you can see the difference. Colored pencil, marker.
And you color it however you want. You want to give them purple skin?
Yeah.
Give them purple skin.
Yeah, if you want a greenhouse instead of a red house, color green.
Right.
But I just thought that'd be a cool, fun little way for kids to, get a little bit of history education, and have fun coloring. Or adults can do it too. They still make adult coloring books. They're really complicated.
Yes, they do.
But anybody can do this. So my plan is to sell these at Pioneer Days for a couple bucks, just to help spread the word about history and get people into it. It's just a fun little way to learn some things. And the facts we put on here are facts that you might not have heard before about the people, or some people that you might not have heard about.
And Ron has printed, he's designed the things to color, everything he did himself.
Yep.
So great job, Ron.
So it's been a fun little project.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to look for Pioneer Days, which Pioneer Days is coming up. We're almost a month away. That is May 6th and 7th here in St. Genevieve County, Missouri.
That's Ron's event and Candy's.
We've got about 25, 30 demonstrator reenactors coming to set up. We got people selling stuff. We got potters, we got gunsmiths, we got blacksmith.
Candle making. Laundry, washing, I'll probably do that.
There'll be a militia unit there, drilling.
Food and drink.
Signing people up. There'll be food and drink. We'll have the kettle corn, which everybody loves kettle corn. That'll be there. We'll have wagon rides.
Wagon rides, which are free, by the way. This is 100% a free event.
Yes, this is a free event.
This is. It's donation only for the wagon rides because the gentleman that's doing it, he is actually a pastor, and he volunteered his time to come down because he's also a farmer, and because it's in the middle of spring, it's really important time of the year for planting his crops. But he's kind enough that he said he would be here for us for Pioneer Days, and he's doing it for free, but he would like donation only so that he can feed his animals.
So you can spend card in the shop, of course, but when you come to an event like this, please bring cash with you.
Just for the vendors.
Just to be prepared, you know.
Yeah, for people selling like homemade baskets and things like that, you know, they might not have card readers.
Most people will have things for sale.
Yeah.
Yep. This is really good. I love sausage.
I love sausage.
Especially sausage and mustard.
Yeah, that mustard goes really well with pork. Now, speaking of buying things.
What did you buy now?
Oh, yeah, he always says that to me. I mentioned a little bit earlier.
Every day. Run. Oh, no.
What'd you buy this time?
I know what that means.
I was with you when I bought this one. It was at the Pewter store.
Yeah, I didn't find out till we left.
Okay.
What? That's a bag?
I pulled it out of my purse. So I bought a cross. It's pewter, made by ASL Pewter. They cast it themselves out of a mold from 1550.
Yeah, it's a German mold. It's
a German mold. They think the date is roughly around 1550. And they bought this antique mold. I don't know if they either made a replica of it or if they're still using the exact same mold, the old one. I'm not sure. But it's poured from the same mold, 1550, guys, from Germany. And I got it on sale because it was St. Patrick's Day, and if you had green on you, they gave you 20% off. So I bought it for $28. I think they're fairly reasonably priced at ASL Pewter. So I'm going to hang this up in our house someday.
Now, this is not a normal crucifix.
No,
it's not the Catholic crucifix. This is after the Reformation period in Christianity, so this is a Protestant version. It's got the little ladder for Jesus to climb down. It's got the spear that pierced him. It's got the nails on it. I don't have the description with me, but there's a few other little items on there because Jesus is now off the cross because he rose again. Yep,
there is no image of Jesus Christ on this cross. But it has little tiny images scattered throughout, and you have to read the Bible to get the reference of what happened to Jesus leading right up to his crucifixion and directly afterwards. So there's all these little images scattered around it. Like, for example, up here, up top is the rooster that crowed 3 times. Now, if you've read the Bible, you know what I'm talking about. So that's up here. So I just thought it's a really, really unique piece. And when I saw it, I thought it was one of the most interesting crosses I've ever seen. And it's an exact replica from 1550 cast in an antique mold. It just blows my mind.
It's very pretty.
For $28. So I think they're still selling this. I mean, they could run out soon. They constantly have different things every week, so I'm not sure how long they're going to have this for. But I just wanted to show this to you guys because it's one of the more interesting things I've purchased recently, and I'm saving it for our house. I don't wear jewelry. I'm not a jewelry person. I don't wear crosses. You know, this is my personal philosophy. I think that you should show that you're a Christian by your actions rather than your jewelry. But if you want to wear that, that's fantastic as well. But that being said, for having this in my house, hanging on a wall, I have nothing against that. I love the idea of it. So this is our house's cross. It's like a saying my mom says, you have the button before you have the coat. We have the buttons and now we need the coat. We have all the furnishings for our house. We just need the house.
We got an outhouse though.
But we do have an outhouse.
We got an outhouse. We built it last week. We've been working on it.
Before there came the house, there came the place to poop.
Now it's not done yet. I got to put a door on it still yet, but we got the siding on and the roof on.
Yep.
I love it. It's pretty.
It is pretty.
And our plan is to use it as an outhouse while we're building the house and then repurpose it into a garden shed or something like that.
Yep, exactly.
Pipe down out there, chickies.
There's chickens out there.
Colonel Sanders is still alive. He's been behaving. It's like he knew, man.
I know, he knew.
He keeps his distance now. He doesn't come within 10 foot of us.
He heard us talking that we were gonna butcher him.
It was set to happen like 2 Sundays ago. We're like, we're
gonna do it today.
We're doing it. And then it rained or something, and then the next day he stayed away from us, and it's like,
he was just being really nice, and I said, you know what, let's give him one more chance.
Yeah, so this is his last chance.
This is his last chance. I said, if he attacks us one more time, we are gonna butcher him. But he hasn't. For the last 2 weeks, he's been on his best behavior. It's like he's done a 180. It's really weird.
Yeah, I can't explain it.
Somehow, in his mind, he knows now that he's not the alpha, because that's what it is when it comes to roosters. You have to teach them that the human is the alpha and not the rooster, or else the rooster will attack humans. I don't know what happened, but something in that rooster's mind made him suddenly click and realize that he don't want to pick on us anymore.
I'm really glad.
Me too. I was screaming like a baby the last time he had cornered me and attacked me. Oh man, we're out of mustard. That means it's almost time for us to go.
Almost.
And we're out of sausages.
Should have made more. Hey, before we go, our good friend up in Canada, Peter Kelly.
Yes.
Him and his wife have the channel, The Woodland Escape. If you want to see a true outdoorsman, or a true, what would you call him, woodsman of the time period,
Yep.
he is the guy you need to go check out.
He is the Chuck Norris of the 18th century, this man.
He's doing the real thing.
He sleeps outside with wolves, and he don't care.
Yeah.
He is everything that we want to be, but we can never be.
There's no way.
He's incredible.
He is...
Him and his wife.
Yeah. He's the best I've ever seen.
And they're very good friends of ours.
Yeah.
We've shipped them things before. Ron made him a candlestick holder.
Yep.
We've sent them letters. We've spoken with him on the phone. So that means it's official, right? We're friends.
What's a phone?
It's that thing, you know.
Hey, we love y'all. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching the videos here on Frontier Patriot and Early American. We really appreciate y'all, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Let's see Mish Mish's reaction to the soup. Mish Mish, give her a sniff. He's sniffing the soup.
Come go.
Do you want the soup, Mish Mish?
Actually, mine's probably got too much mushroom ketchup. That'd probably turn him off.
No, he does not want the soup.
He wants the butter, though. He likes the butter. As you can tell. He got the big belly.
There you go, Mish Mish.
Good boy.
He's like... squirming. Okay. You could probably put that in the end of the video.
Yeah, I'll put that in.
Okay.